So hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of Hologram Effect. In this video, I am going to add a material for the scenery. Before I add material, first I increase the size of a mini circle. To select this circle, first I select the face of the circle and press Ctrl plus so that the selection part is increases of each plus. After selecting the circle, press S to scale it and place proper over the plate. So adjust proper by scaling in size and set position by grabbing. So before I going to give them material, first I want to show you how to apply a different material to the same object. First of all, let's go to the shading menu for the material. So here we do not need a timeline for a video, so I just join the area. So here I am adding a cube for just showing you how can we add a different material to the same object. This cube is not a part of the scenery or the hologram effect. Here I grab a cube a little so that I can see that three face clearly. Now I add a material by pressing new. So here the principal BSDF is appear. Now we can change its color and property as per we require. So now whole cube is converting into the red color. Now I want to change the color of any one face. So I am going to the edit mode and select the face selection and select any one face. Now I change the color, but the color is changing in whole cube. So without separating, changing any one face of the color, first go to the material view. So by selecting this face, click on plus icon to add a material and create a new material. Now if I change the color, it cannot work. Now to apply different material, click this assign button, and now if you change the color, it will work. So same way you can change the top view of the cube. So select this top face, click on plus icon to add a material, create a new material and click on assign button. So now it will be different from others. So here how you can change the multiple color in the same object. So now we don't need a cube anymore. So I press X to delete it. So as the same way we have to use this method for a plate. For a plate I need a three material, a basic steel, a dark steel and a glowing light. So first I create a material and rename it to a steel body. For steel body I just simply bring down the color to like a silver color. But first I separate the material by assigning. So I go to edit mode and select the face selection and select the lighting area. The corner part of the body is also the lighting area and this the middle face is also lighting area. So I select it, click on new material and press assign. So now it's different from other and I change its name to a light body. I will give this to light material later. Now as the same way I select the remaining last part for the dark steel body. So I select the each part one by one. I need just only this part for the dark steel body. So I click the new icon, press the new material and click on assign button. So it will be different from other. And same way rename it to dark steel body. So now we back to the steel body for material and changing in detail like increase the metallic value to 1. So now it's look a fine metal body. Here I just adjust its color properly so it's look like a fine steel body and I also decrease some roughness value so it reflects some light. I set the roughness value to like 0.37 or something. Okay, so I just also bright the color and now it's look perfect. Now it's the same way I just select the dark body and change its color and metallic value to 1. Here I give a dark color just because I need a dark steel body and also set the roughness value just like before one. So our steel body and dark steel body are perfect. Same way I give the light body to the material, but in this lighting effect I don't need the principal BSDF, so I delete it and add an emission node. Here I connect emission node to the material output and change its color to like blue and increase its strength. I also give the bluish color in the principal BSDF, but for the glowing effect I use the emission node only. Now the light seems to be coming out from within. We have to also give the material to the pillar, so I just select the pillar and create the new material. Here I do not create the steel material again, so I simply copy the material from the material section and copy the steel body material. For the pillar I also changing its roughness and some color so it's look like a pillar. If you want to like any other color then you can also give it. So after changing its roughness and some other value, back to the plate. The material of the all three plates are almost set, so I add a mirror modifier and complete the plate. And another thing is, if I copy a material from other material and after that changing the material can also be affect on the copied material. So for separating them, clicking on these two icons, so now it will be separated. Here I separate these two steel materials so that they are not look same, and I just setting some value so that two steel are not look like the same. After giving the material, our plate and pillar is now completed. If I turn Susan now, then it create the illusion that the plate light can create the hologram effect. Here I duplicate the plate and pillar by Shift D and place over the Susan head, and by rotating in X direction by R, X and 180 to rotate almost opposite and place over the Susan head properly. So now it's look perfect and create the illusion that the two pillar and the plate can create the hologram effect. You can also check out in the cycle engine, like go to the render property and select the cycle engine. So back to the EV, we have to now create the middle light. To create the middle light, I add a cylinder and place it between center of the these two plate. Now I am scaling in size, and to fit proper I scale in Z direction. This light is the transparent light, so I also can be created by the material in shading view. Now it is look like a fit properly, and for apply the material, go to the shading view. Here create a new material, and the same way I don't need a principal BSDF, so I delete it. And for the glowing and lighting I add a emission node. All time we connect the emission node to the material output surface node, but in this case we have to connect to the volume, and here I decrease some strength so it's look like a transparent. The surface of the material output can be worked like the outer body, and material can be applied at only the selected part, while the volume can be worked like a domain, for example to create the smoke or the fog. Now I am adding a color ramp and connect the color to color of emission node. So now I can adjust the color with the color ramp. Now I am adding another node which is gradient texture. So I press Shift A and add a gradient texture and connect the color to factorial of color ramp. The gradient texture is used for generating the interpolated color and intensity value. So basically it generates the shade between two color. And now at the last we add two more node by Ctrl T, which is a mapping and texture coordinate. I want blue color for transmission light, so I change its color in color ramp one by one. So now it creates the illusion of blue light. By using this volume, the light is not spread in the cycle engine. So back to the EV engine. Here you can see the transparent light is too much spread in EV. So I just reduce in size by pressing Shift Z. If you press only Z, then it will work on only the Z direction. But if you press Shift Z, then it will work on except the Z direction. In the same case, it can be also done for Shift X and Shift Y. And now there is only one thing remaining, which is a background. I will add a totally black background for this scenery. So for background, I add a cylinder and place it center of the scenery and scale in size very large. So it's cover all the scenery, and in edit mode select some front faces and press X to delete it. After delete it, I go back to object mode by pressing tab again and press right click and click on shade auto smooth. And for totally black background, I am adding a material and bring down the color all the way black and reduce the specular value to 0. So now it's totally black. And that is all about. In the next video, I am adding some light and I will teach you about the camera movement and object movement by keyframe. So meet you in the next class.